Toronto Pro is coming up this weekend. So in my opinion, look at the chest. Whoo! We're cooking. Exactly 2 months out from Tampa Pro, 8 weeks out. Today is June 2nd. The show is August 2nd. So yeah, things have been going good. I'm getting leaner, staying big. Training's awesome. It's the best I felt this far out from a show. Yeah, really happy with how things are moving along. We just kind of turned things up like the last couple days, and I've been seeing some pretty noticeable changes. We'll do a little physique check after this workout, so stay tuned till the end. But yeah, so today we got chest, delts. I'm gonna do like probably one tricep exercise. We're gonna start out with this like shoulder mobility exercise. So I basically use this trap machine, kind of mobilize my scapula. It's helped so much with like my shoulder pain and stuff that I've been having. Because shoulder pain is not always just like rotator cuff, like, you know, a lot of people think it is. There could be an array of reasons why your shoulder's having issues when you're doing chest presses and stuff. But anyways, so this exercise just helps mobilize my scapula, like up and down. So basically just keep the arm straight. Think about shrugging up the shoulders and then using my traps to depress my scapula. And then I just come up in here, and I'm also kind of squeezing my chest as well. So it's a good like chest activation exercise for your lower chest. So if you're trying to bring up your lower chest, this is also something I would recommend doing before your chest workout to really kind of establish a mind muscle connection in that area. So yeah, this is just gonna be a warm up. So I'll just do a couple sets here and then we'll get into the workout. All right, starting with pec deck. So yeah, we'll get a couple of warm-up sets and a couple of working sets. Of course, I like to use this to get my muscle connection going with the chest, warm up the chest before I get into the heavy pressing and stuff like that. But yeah, lately pumps have been crazy. Even now from like that warm-up set, like I literally feel it. So again, like I said, like I remember being like 8-9 weeks out for my last shows, like back in 23, and like I was not having good pumps, like not holding fullness well. So we're really focused on keeping my size this prep. Being a bigger structure guy, I know that's gonna be key. So I'm really happy me and my coach are on the same page that way. And it's also a high carb day today. So doing the same high carb day, I posted a couple of videos ago. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's crazy for me, this prep. Every time I do these high days, is that the next day is when I see the low weight. So I really know those are ramping up my metabolism. And then after 2 or 3 low days, my weight starts to creep back up. So we've really been using these high days to boost metabolism and keep things going. And doing these days with more calories has actually what's been helping me get leaner. It's a little kind of like against the norm, but my body's just a machine right now, I guess, so we're rolling with it. Pump juice, carb surge and EA surge mixed together, essential for intra-workout. All right, we'll take that. So 15 on the first set, about 12 on the second set. Now we have to do that cable press. I see a lot of people doing presses on this now because of me. So a lot of people, and I started using this as a fly originally when we first got it in the gym. I like it as a press better now because I love a good converging chest press. Sometimes those machines don't feel that good. So that's what I started doing on this. So once you get it in position, we're here, and it just really gives you the opportunity to stretch the hell out of your chest like you would on a fly, but it's a press. And then you can really push through and come together, and you can just kind of see my chest, like how good of a contraction I get there by being able to bring my upper arms together. So I'm really pushing ahead and thinking about pushing my biceps together. And because it's a cable, you kind of get that stabilization effect too. So it's like you're not just, worried about pushing from point A to point B. You really have to control the weight. So it kind of adds that much more to the tension you're putting on your chest. Juicy pump already. Look at that. All right, we'll go heavier. I think I'm just going to go right into a working set here. Not in the energy wasting mood today. Yeah, that thing literally feels like it's just trying to tear your arms off when you're doing that. But chest is getting a little purple there. So I think we're on the right track. Between this and the pump juice, that's really doing it for us today. So yeah, that was good. I think I'm actually gonna do a bit of a back off for the next one because I barely squeezed out 12 there, and I feel like my next set would be 8 or 9. And I don't like going that low on anything, so we're just gonna back up a plate here for the next one. Set, come on. Ah. Oh, look at the chest. Whoo! We're cooking. Oh, it's good that we backed off. Barely got 12. I don't even think we got 12. Maybe it was 11. But yeah, I'm happy with that. All right, here we go. Next exercise. Nostalgic piece of equipment here I'm gonna use today to change it up a little bit. Old hammer strength incline press. So I built my chest on this machine as a younger guy growing up on the East Coast. We didn't have much equipment, but we did have a gym that had some good hammer strength. And this incline press was one of the pieces that me and my buddies would use a lot. And it was one of the machines that really just helped me learn how to isolate my upper chest. So yeah, I figured I'd do this today to change it up for our second pressing movement. So yeah, I don't do this on the regular. So I'm actually gonna take probably 1 or 2 more warm-up sets that I would normally do just to really feel it out. But I would imagine my working sets on this would probably be 4.5 plates. Yeah, I mean, this machine is so straightforward, not a lot of moving parts, but it's kind of what makes it good in a way. You're literally just nice arc pushing up into the incline, get a good stretch and squeeze on the upper chest. Can't go wrong. Okay. All right, we got 9, almost 10. So not ideal, but it's okay to just do a heavy set. We'll call it our heavy set, and now we'll do a little bit of a back off and try to get 10 or 12 on the next one. This was a drop set, just so you know. I'm not out here doing 3 plates. But yeah, okay, we're done on that. Now I'm debating what I want to do next. Typically I would do a decline, but I kind of want to give my upper chest a bit more attention today. And there's an incline press right here. Let's do this one. All right, not a bad return to this machine. So I took a lot of time off this one because my shoulder, any chest presses I did where I was lying back would hurt. But for my 3rd press, 4th exercise, this workout, 5 plates for 9, 10 reps, it's pretty good. So common theme, obviously, this workout is 1 heavy set and 1 back off set. That's what we're gonna have to do here again. The pump is good, and in prep, especially now, I'm almost 8 weeks out, you're not gonna make many strength improvements. The goal for me, and I tell this to a lot of my clients as well, So this goes if you're just like cutting fat as well, like not necessarily even doing a show. You want to maintain your strength. That's the key to keeping muscle, but you're probably only going to be able to do that on one working set per exercise. So the goal is for the first working set, keep the weights as heavy as possible like they were in the off season. Do your best with that set, and then do a back off set where you reduce the weight by like 25%, and then do another good set with, you know, good form, good technique with my muscle connection to kind of finish it off, right? All right, we'll take that. Back-to-back incline presses. I'm actually pretty happy with how that went. Shoulder feels great. So we're not gonna do any more pressing, so no decline today, but we'll do some cable crossovers to hit the lower chest. Then we got a little bit of delts, a little bit of triceps. Something I should take the time to go over is when a lot of people do cable crossovers, they kind of turn it into more of like a mid-chest, upper chest fly by walking out. So you walk out, it's just a pec deck really, right? So to do a proper cable crossover where you're actually hitting your pec minor, you kind of want to stay in line with the cables. So I'll keep myself right about here. So you can kind of see like my wrist, elbow, shoulder, chest are all in line with the cable system, because that's where I want the tension to be. So I'll get in this position, bend over a little bit, so now I can actually stretch my pec minor, the side of my chest there, and then come down. And same thing, like, you know, as I was explaining on the pec deck at the start of the workout, you want to open up the stretch, and then as you're, you know, doing the actual fly, think about pushing your elbows and biceps together to squeeze the chest. Okay. Whew. Oh yeah, my chest is cooked. Yeah, that was a good workout. I'd recommend trying that one if you can, or at least something similar. Go do some side delts, I guess. Okay, let's go on the side delts, but I just remembered I need to do rear delts too, just a little bit, because my coach told me my rear delts suck. I don't really think they do. I don't know what you guys think. How's my rear delt? How's my rear delt, bro? So do a little bit of those, and then we'll do triceps. But honestly, you can never have rear delts big enough, and I kind of do need to do some today, because right now, I only do them on my shoulder day, which is right before my upper back day. So doing too much rear delts kind of affects like my upper back, like rows and stuff. So I would rather do a little bit more rear delt today and a little bit less on actual shoulder day. We'll do some cable. Toronto Pro is coming up this weekend. What's today? Monday? Show is Sunday. So 6 days out for those guys. This was the show I made my pro debut at. Blew it. But anyway, so we got Regan Grimes coming off the Cali win. We got Sasan coming back to do that show as well. So in my opinion, I think Sass kind of missed an opportunity not doing the Legion show in Reno, simply because Regan beat Sass in Cali, and now he's coming back to face him again in Toronto to get the qualification. It's really hard for me to imagine Regan getting worse Usually the more time Regan has to stay in shape, his physique refines. I think he's going to come even better. So Sass is going to have to come in a lot better to beat Regan at Toronto. As of now, I don't know many other guys doing it besides, shout out to my Canadian boy, Skylar, Aaron Golly, also doing the show. Skylar's making his pro debut. He won his pro card, Toronto Pro Qualifier last year, I believe. So yeah, really excited to see him. He's a really good friend of mine. And Aaron's been having a good season too. He did Detroit. He looked good in Cali. And he'll be back in home solo competing. So I'm sure those guys are going to look great. And I would imagine you're going to maybe have a couple guys come over that just did the show in Reno, like Bruno Santos, maybe Patrick Moore. You know, Patrick Moore, I believe he did the Cali show and didn't bring his best. Then he said he lost like 15 pounds between the Cali show and the Reno show. He got second to Tony O'Burton. So he does Toronto. He'll be another guy to watch out for as well. So definitely excited for that show. But as of now, as much as I love Sass's physique, because I really do, Sass has an amazing physique, I'm going to give this one to my boy Regan. Yeah, so we're really just going to like touch the triceps a little bit here. I do most of my tricep stuff on shoulder day, but we'll do a couple working sets of this push down and a couple working sets of like a kind of like a single arm overhead extension. That'll be plenty. This tricep exercise, I would consider like a stretching exercise. So I always like to do a push down, which to me would be like a contraction exercise, because your tricep isn't in a great position to get a full stretch. Like yes, you're stretching it, but it stretches more if you put it over your head. So that's more of a contraction exercise. This is going to be more of an exercise where I'm still focusing on the contraction, but I'm also focusing a lot on the stretch. Guys, these stretching exercises are really puts mass on your triceps. So like this, like an overhead single, like dumbbell extension, like a French press. You got to do the push downs and stuff, yes, but you need to do these uncomfortable stretching positions. They're key for actually like putting density and thickness on your tricep. Hope you guys liked the video, took something away from it. Stay tuned, we got more coming. Yeah guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. We appreciate the support. We'll see you on the next one.